Welcome back to the channel, guys, your home of economic markets, cycles, and cryptocurrency. Today's update is on Bitcoin. The ETF has been denied, but the main thing we want to look at here are the dates that we could expect another decision. This is going to help us with our investing throughout 2022 because, as we know, the cryptocurrency market hangs on the balance of what is happening with Bitcoin. We'll also update Cardano. Got some good news for the staking holders, so check out the link in the description if you want to stake your ADA with the channel to support the channel. TIA staking pool. I've got some of the Epoch percentages coming up. And of course, if you find some value from the channel, do the thing that we all hate hearing the most, and that is like and subscribe. I'm like you, I also hate it, but that's the algo, that's the game we're playing here on YouTube. Let's dive in. First things first, SEC again delays decision on Grayscale's Bitcoin ETF conversion proposal. Sure, it's a couple of days old, but the main thing that we want to know here is the date. Everyone can be talking about the news headlines, but the date is the important part here to see if this is going to line up with some of the other areas that we're looking for major or intermediate lows to come in for Bitcoin before we start the cycle again. A final decision on Grayscale's push will come in early July. So let's keep that in mind when we move forward throughout this first and second quarter of 2022. Turning to the Bitcoin chart, and I've got it on a monthly chart here. We want to look at the macro view. Good news so far. Obviously the low is in at the moment. It's at 32,900. That's for the monthly chart. And the lows we don't want to see broken down are the lows back in June. So 28,800. We still have a few grand above that. So far, things are looking all right. And the worst case scenario here would be a break under 20,000. But let's look at some of the good news. We do have some good news coming up here. At least we've broken out of the downtrend, which we've covered over the last couple of days. The weekly close is coming in 17.5 hours. So provided we stay above this level, it's looking pretty solid for a potential rally. So some people are looking at this as a sell the rip opportunity, meaning we're ripping up. Maybe it's a time to sell off some of those altcoins and reconsolidate their positions. Not financial advice. You do what works best for your portfolio. But on the way down, this is what some people are looking at so that they can start to get into some more solid positions. Now, it's not to say we're not going to get good moves from other cryptocurrencies. I definitely think we'll see some good trading opportunities because these markets have been at lows for some time and they've been down for some time. So we should get some good trading opportunities, some good bounces. The main thing I look at, as always, if you're familiar with the channel, is the 50% level. Now, we're using the macro view here, or the weekly swing, and the 50% is at 42,500. So I'm keeping an eye on this level for a reversal on the weekly. The best thing we want to see here is a close above the blue trend line. Following week, we slice right through the 50% and then also above some of these closes here from the mid 40s. So ideally, that's what I want to see so that we can start to tackle the higher 40s and of course the 50s, but we won't get too ahead of ourselves at this point in time. 17.5 hours to go. Let's see if we can get a close above the blue line for Bitcoin to then give that strength over into some of the cryptocurrency space. Cardano hasn't seen too much good news of late. Network issues, price falling, Sunday swap announcements, problems going on over there as well. And of course, Charles having another meltdown on Twitter, but that's nothing new. The good news is for the ADA staking holders of the TIA staking pool, we have had some great reward payouts over the last month. So if you are staking, good work. If you're not, check out the link in the description. The thing to note here is that this is all down to luck. So we've been very lucky in the staking pool, and that goes across the board for any other Cardano staking pool. What you want to see here is a 100%. So you'll note here, there's a 0. There's also a 200 and another 200. So they basically cancel each other out and add a little more for each of these other pools. Now you can take this all the way back, and if we just average these out, it's at around 110% of the reward. So normally we'd be looking at 100. We're getting around 110% at the moment. Now, of course, like I said, this is all down to luck, and this goes across the board of any staking pool out there. They should all be coming in at around 100% over a long period of time. So make sure you're not jumping around too many pools too quickly because you will miss out on some of the great rewards and you might pick up a really bad streak in another staking pool. Now, that's not to say to stay with my pool, just be aware of that no matter which pool you go to. So a final quick reminder, we've had some great payouts. We had double payouts on the 316th epoch. And then on the 318th, which will be coming out, it'll be 0. But the following one will be another double payout. So they take care of themselves. As I just showed earlier, the reward average is around 110%. As for the price of ADA, and we're still floating around that $1 to $1.20 mark. Ideally, we need to get above $1.30 sooner rather than later, which is the short-term 50% level. Now, we're a long way from our downtrend, whether we're on log or on linear here. And as we can see for Bitcoin, we've broken above that. So Bitcoin is actually stronger at this point in time. We can see that from ADA BTC as well. It's been rejected on this downtrend. This is ADA against Bitcoin. So you always want to be valuing your cryptocurrencies against their BTC value and their Ethereum value so that you know you're not losing out on potential gains by holding a riskier asset, in this case, ADA. And you can see we got rejected again on the downtrend. Keep an eye, keep some alerts on these lows around 2,500 Satoshis for a potential breakdown. But so far it's found some support at these levels. Now, it's not to say it's going to hold up. At the moment, it is in the downtrend. It's been rejected. So we'll pay attention to this. Keep a lookout on this. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, as if this does happen, we'll be posting about it much quicker over there on Twitter as well. The good news for Cardano versus USD is it's still holding up above its dollar level. As I said earlier, we need to get above this $1.30 pretty quick and then get above and break the downtrend. We need to slow this bleed so that Cardano can at least have some time to accumulate. Now, if this doesn't happen, and it's not the best thing we want to hear, I know that, I understand, but I want to be realistic here. If I want to feel like I was buying ADA at 2 cents to 12 cents, this could be the opportunity. It could be between 40 cents and 90 cents or $1. So somewhere in this zone here, I think ADA could fall over the course of 2022. I don't think that's tomorrow. I don't think it's next week, but I think it could possibly happen in 2022 if this dollar level, the 90 cents to $1 level, cannot hold. So if this thing starts to look weaker and weaker, then sure, it's going to come back into this box, because you can see how fast we jumped out of this area. We had a consolidation at 20 to 40 cents, and then we jumped right through and jumped up to around $1 and started to consolidate above that level. So it's only natural for a market to possibly fall back into this zone if it can't find support at that dollar level. We're already back under the previous old all-time high of 2018, and that's not looking too strong for us. But I don't want to put too much negativity, because I know that some people get quite upset when their portfolio is down. But just pay attention to it, remove the emotions, and be prepared for being an absolute hero and feeling like you're buying back in 2019 between the 2 cents and the 12 cents. That's the positive spin. That's the hopium I can throw at this side. But if we are to break above, get a higher low, and then find some support at these levels, I would then think we will not revisit this level down here. So the main thing we want to see is the market to hold up and then find some higher lows. That's the positive hopium that I look for to the upside, but I'm also aware of what the possibilities are to the downside. We're looking ahead to July for the Bitcoin ETF decision from the SEC. Cardano update is also there. Check out the links for the staking pool in the meantime. Like and subscribe. See you guys at the next video. Until then, have more fun to get more done.